Hey, welcome, and thank you for joining me today. I'm so glad that you are choosing to invest in yourself, your business, and in your leadership. My goal is to add value to you and for you to be glad that you invested some time with me today. As 2024 draws to a close, it's time to make the most of these final months. It's not time to write them off. Let me ask you, are you ready to transform this period into a launching pad for an outstanding 2025? This month's webinar is 4 months to transformation, strategic planning for an exceptional year end. Today, I want to dive deep into some strategies that I believe can help you. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. William Attaway, and I'm an executive coach who specializes in mindset, leadership, and productivity. I help high-performing entrepreneurs, business owners, agency owners, and leaders to conquer their challenging situations, to maximize their potential with clear-minded focus, with calm control, and with increased confidence. Mindset is 90% of why people are successful or are not successful. So if you're struggling with an unhealthy mindset, if you're overwhelmed by the chaos that is all around you, if you're struggling with focus and you're fighting self-doubt, self-sabotage, and imposter syndrome, I can help. I've been a student of leadership, a leader of teams, and a coach of high-performing leaders for nearly 30 years. If you want to intentionally grow your leadership and your mindset, you can book a call with me at catalyticleadership.net. So let's get started. One of the first actions that I take with new clients is to begin to develop a strategic growth blueprint. This is a clear, actionable plan to help seize potential opportunities. Now, we have just over a third of 2024 left in front of us. When you started this year, you had some goals. You had some dreams for your business, for your team, and for yourself. At least, I hope you did. That's something we need to talk about if you didn't. So, taking a look at those goals, let me ask you, how's that going? The danger that I see is that at this point in the year, some people just want to write off the rest of it and punt and start putting their hope in 2025. Well, next year will be better. But hope is not a strategy. No way am I going to write off over a third of the year. And I don't want you to either. No way. There is a boatload of potential still in front of us. But you have to have a plan for action. So let me ask you, what are your biggest wins so far this year? How can you leverage those for additional wins before year's end? What do you need to do more of? And what do you need to add to your stop doing list? You do have one of those, right? What have been your biggest challenges this year? Where have you swung and missed so far? What adjustments or pivots do you need to make before you step out and swing again? What is your plan? And what is the timeline for these actions? What I just described to you, that's the outline of a strategic growth plan. And this is what I help clients to do. And this is what you can do. Answer those questions and develop an action plan to get it done. If you need help, reach out. You can always book a strategy call with me and let's talk and see if it's a good fit for us to work together. I mentioned your goals for 2024. What does your progress look like on those goals? What does the data say? Not the anecdote. What does the data say? Setting goals is a skill, and measuring progress is a non-negotiable if you want to achieve your goals. Now, too often I see that this is the neglected piece of the puzzle. Do you have somebody who's going to ask you questions like these? Who's going to ask you the questions that maybe nobody else in your world is asking, and who's going to hold you accountable to the actions you commit to? That's what I do. And that's why I see my clients accomplish more and see better results than so many of their peers. You have to have a plan. What is yours? How are you measuring progress towards your goals? Make it visual, make it clear, make it measurable and memorable, and make sure that the goals you set are impactful. Otherwise, why bother? Now, by the way, if you're watching this on the replay, and I know many of you do, please type replay in the comments so I know you were here. I love to connect with all of you who attend these LinkedIn Live events. Now, let's shift for a minute and talk productivity. Most people think of getting more done in less time when I say productivity, like fitting 75 pounds into a 50-pound sack. That is not what I mean by that. Getting things done is important. Do not get me wrong, but that is not the goal. The goal is not to be busy and stay busy. The goal is not getting things done. It's getting the right things done. And that's where evaluation comes in. So let me ask you, how are you currently evaluating your processes and your systems? How are you evaluating your calendar and your list to make sure that you are aligning your day-to-day activity with your short, medium, and long-term goals? Who's looking at your systems and helping you see where you can grow, what you need to add or subtract, where you need to change so you can scale, and where you can boost your efficiency? It's really hard to see the whole picture when you're in the frame. That's why I have coaches in my life who have an outside perspective and they can help me see what I cannot see. And that's what I offer for my clients. A coach who is for you, in your corner, and helping you to win. The goal is not to be busy. It's to be busy doing the right things. It's to be delegating anything you can. It's to be regularly and consistently asking and answering the question, is this the absolute best use of my time right now? If somebody else can do a thing, our job as leaders is to delegate that thing, to delegate, train, and empower them to do it so that we can do what only we can do. That is proper productivity. So how are you doing with this? I want to challenge you to evaluate where you are with this habit. Ask these questions and be honest with yourself. Or even better, get someone else to help you answer them. It is so easy to get trapped in our own blind spots. Self-deception is easy for all of us to do. That's where a coach is invaluable for me and will be for you too. Next, after productivity, I want to talk leadership for a minute. Your team and your clients are going to follow most often where and how you lead. If you lead in an unhealthy way with unhealthy habits at an unsustainable pace, then that's what they're going to follow in more than likely. If you are constantly in firefighting mode, just moving from fire to fire to fire, reacting to whatever the problem of the day is, then guess what? That's what they're going to do too. But there's a better way. I want to challenge you to inspire your team right now, to challenge them that this can be the best year ever for your team and for your company if you choose for it to be so. You're in the driver's seat. This year is far from over, and there is a ton of potential ahead. Excuses are like noses. Everybody has one. And you might hear things like, in this economy, are you serious? If you're in the US, you might hear, in an election year, people are way too distracted for this to be our best year ever. My friends, do not let excuses drive your strategy or your actions. Remember, you choose your mindset, and your mindset is what produces your thoughts, your feelings, your words, and your actions. You are a leader. You have influence. It is time to step up into that role and lead. Inspire your team that this year is not over. It is time to achieve and exceed the goals that we set 8 months ago. It's time to accomplish more than we might even think is possible, because it is possible. But it takes the team to accomplish it, and the team needs you to lead. Your job as the leader is not to be the highest performing person on the team. Your job is not to get things done, remember. It's to get things done through other people. That's the power of leadership. And you can do that. I believe in you. Your capacity is limited only by what you choose. I help my clients to root out and overcome the limiting beliefs that get in the way of inspiring and effective leadership. It's so easy to get trapped by those beliefs, isn't it? Let me ask you, what beliefs do you struggle with that get in the way of you being the best version of you, leading your team and your business in that high performance level? What are you doing about them? Who's helping you with this? My friends, nothing changes until you change it. And it is time to change it. We've got just over a third of the year left, and we can get the ball to the end zone if we will do the work. There are and there will be obstacles always, and that is why a growth mindset is not optional for high performers. That is why resilience is one of the greatest skills you can ever develop and grow in your life and in your leadership. That's what reframes challenges, pressures, and problems into opportunities. Where you lead and how you lead, your team will follow. Your clients will notice, and the bottom line always reflects that. This is the time to lead by example. People can't be what they can't see, and by demonstrating calm control and proactive decision-making in your own leadership style, you set the tone for your team and for your clients, and you inspire them to do the same. As leaders, we can choose to provide our teams with the tools and the resources they need to succeed, whether it is through training and development opportunities, whether it's through identifying and implementing streamlined processes and workflows, or whether it's making sure we have a supportive work environment, a place of encouragement, a place of growth. It is the end of August. Do not miss this chance, this opportunity to close out 2024 with exceptional growth. It's still possible. And when you do, you set yourself up for the best version of 2025. You can do this. And I would be honored to help you. I'd love to hear what your biggest takeaway is from what I've shared today. Type it over in the chat. I want to see you take action on this. Now, if you want some help implementing what we've talked about, these strategies that we've discussed, if you want help developing an intentional plan for your life and for your leadership so that you will have margin, reach out. Go to catalyticleadership.net, book a strategy call with me, and let's talk. I want to see you move from where you are, where you're stuck, to where you want to be. I so appreciate your gift of your time today. I do hope this has been helpful and informative for you, but please remember, information without application is not effective. You have to take action. I challenge every client that I coach to take action. If you want different results, you have to do something different. And knowing what to do, how to do it, and when to do it matters. My friends, keep learning, keep growing, be relentlessly intentional about clear-minded focus. If you don't have a coach currently, find one. Choose a coach who is for you, who will help you achieve the goals you have for 2024 and beyond. And remember, nothing is going to change until you change it. Whatever you are not changing, you are choosing. Thanks so much again for your time today, and I'll hope to connect with you soon.